Hi. Let me turn the music down because I think it was a little too loud. So we're just turning that down there. Yeah. Chat, if the music is too loud, just let me know. But welcome to another night of The Forsaken, which is every Monday night at 10 p.m. Eastern Time here on Madbird Streams. Welcome, players. Welcome, chat. Glad to have you here this evening. We'll start off right into our recap of last week. So last week, our adventurers continued their journey south of Lysadir towards answers and hopefully the wizard Cullem Krenthora. And they face a wide cavern of intersecting bridges and towering platforms. The party moves slowly forward, quality checking each and attempting to keep their horses calm as they maneuver them to the other side. Zephyr, tired of handling his horse, just sends his back the way that they came. After some broken and hazardous bridges, chattering squirrels, and some quick footwork, everyone makes it safely across to the top of yet another mountain. On the other side, a seemingly peaceful alcove sits nestled within the rock, with a calming lake and a very unexpected waterfall. Upon descending into the space, Rin attempts to hop on some rocks towards the waterfall, uncovering a frightening black scaled dragon that appears in front of him, standing in the water. As the group reacts, Rhaenyra does some quick investigating, finding the dragon to be only an illusion. They continued through, finding a small house in a cave with some dead Aarakocra outside. Inside, they unexpectedly find Deft, an old friend of Zephyr, a sleeping Cullem, and another familiar face they definitely didn't expect to run into, Caszeel. While catching up, they find out that Deft has been assigned by Aurelius to find the time devices, and also shares his suspicions that maybe Cazeel's missing father may be more than what he seems. That's what happened last week on The Forsaken. So, yeah, y'all. So, I gave y'all a quick recap before we went live, but I will do so for the audience as well. Yes. So, yeah, y'all had, the last thing that happened was, the group of you were in the kitchen area. Deft and Zephyr were making tea and had a little conversation. Caszeel asked to see, if he could see Cullen, to which, I think Teagan kind of led you the way. The rest of you were at the table with Deft, and also John and Lyric were there as well because they came with you. And we're having a little discussion, and the subject of Cazeel's father was brought up. And upon explaining a few things, Deft became very interested and began to kind of proposition the idea that perhaps it seemed that Cazeel's father was using the time devices in a different way than he was aware that you could use them. And so that maybe that there was something special about him, and given that there would be something possibly special about their friend Caszeel. So that was the last thing that Deft said before we ended the session last week. So, for those watching, I'm assuming you're aware by seeing, the missing squares here. But we do have 3 players out this evening. Yeah, we will miss them, and hopefully they'll be back next week. So, how do y'all want to continue? We'll go over to... actually, Caszeel. So, Teagan, right, you went with Caszeel to Cullen's room. Yeah, so I don't think that you didn't get this description, Dem, but, the house is a little refresher. The house is very, as I said, it's very spacious on the inside. A little, like dusty in the corners, like not extremely well kept, but not like dusty all over either. Everything's kind of homey and mismatched, and as you with these interesting stone floors with kind of rugs here and there throughout. The stone floors are like almost like a small pebbles in some areas that are different colors. So everything just looks like it's like a hodgepodge of found objects, it seems, that this house was put together with. It's very interesting. As you head back to the room that Cullem is in, it's a very sparsely decorated room. I mean, there's not that much decoration, but even like furnished room. Not too big. It's just like a twin bed. I mean, it's hard to tell if this is like Cullem's actual room, if it's just a room that Deft put him in after, when he found him. And there's a twin bed that, has some blankets over it. And in the bed is Cullem, of course, under some blankets. An older, definitely distinguished gentleman with this kind of like short white beard and this white hair that looks well taken care of, and it's kind of pulled back into like a bun of sorts. You could say a man bun, but usually man buns are a little bit more on top of the head, so it's more in the back of the head. And above the bed there is you would definitely notice this. There's a portrait of two younger men. Looks about possibly in their 20s or 30s. It's hard to tell. It's a painted portrait. These two younger gentlemen, nothing too descriptive about them, but they are sitting close together on a bench and smiling, and it seems like more of a candid, candidly painted photo than something particularly staged. The two are kind of looking at each other and laughing, or smiling. There's a nice, kind of largish window in the room that's a little bit dirty. And it's something that I'm not sure that you caught last week, but the windows, there are windows in this house. And like the house is inside of a cave, but the windows look like that they are like looking out them. They look like that they're looking at them. They look like that they're looking out on a meadow or forest with sunlight coming through. Which of course is in direct opposition with what is actually outside the house. But looking out, it looks natural. You wouldn't know unless you were aware of the cave that actually surrounded the house. So yeah. The Cullem's laying very still in the bed, eyes closed. Yeah.
Do either of the gentlemen in the painting or portrait look like the younger Cullem? Any similarities?
Make an intelligence check for me.
Oh, that's not bad. That's not great. Well, still 18.
18. Okay. Yeah. Let me just. Okay. Yeah, as Teagan, especially Teagan, Caszeel, especially with your keen mind, you'd probably be able to kind of, you look at Cullem and you look up at the portrait and kind of look in between the two for a moment, and you can definitely see some similarities. Let me see here. Let me pull up my notes and not my episode description here. Well, let's see here. Is it here? Yeah. Okay. You can definitely see some similarities.
And you said that there's a gentleman, the gentleman with the sharply trimmed beard, the white hair, holding a bun behind his head, is just someone that's sitting here in the room beside the bed?
Oh no, that's Cullem.
Oh, that is Cullem.
That's who's lying in the bed.
Okay,
sorry.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
No problem. So the only other people aside from Teagan and I that just arrived
is Cullem in the bed.
Okay.
And you would also notice some. Why do I have this so large? You would also notice some remnants as you're kind of looking about the room. You notice some remnants of spider webs, a little bit on the floor, and especially in one portion of the room right below the window, kind of near one of the corners of the room, the bottom corners of the room, you would notice kind of spider web that's almost like encased on the wall, and it looks like something's been like taken, like there's a blank spot, and then like there's spider web like around that blank spot.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
All right. Well, as I creak into the room here and look about, I imagine Pixman's attempting to heal. Cullen, I don't want to interrupt that. But I'd like to. Is there a seat, a small, like a place to sit down that looks moderately comfortable?
Yes, there is. There's one chair in the room. I think I said last week. That's wooden, just very simple.
All right. Well, I will, from my back, remove Beanid's violin.
Okay.
And I will begin setting that up, taking up the instruments as I sit down on the chair. And as I'm, getting it nestled under my chin, I'll look to Teagan. And did you notice that blank spot over there on the wall? There's spider web everywhere there, but look, it's like something was taken.
Teagan, I think we noticed it before, and I'll go look at it once again, but I'm pretty sure the consensus was it was the other owl creature that was in the webbing. But he's going to check it anyway.
Okay.
Just to see
if
it sort of fits the form of...
Yeah, make an investigation check for me, please.
Certainly.
Taking a look at it specifically.
I'm just going to start playing...
A5.
It's
a web.
I will give you some inspiration. I'll inspire you. I'll be like, that might be a key, piece of information. Let's just, you sure are fantastic at looking at those things. Hey.
So, D6?
I don't know, because we are, let me check quickly. I feel like it's
level 7? Mm-hmm. Well, total level 7, total. Right.
Oh, yeah.
Let's see.
I don't know where you're at.
I'm so sorry. Oh yeah, I'm straight up level 7 bard all the way to multi-class. Betawise. All right, I'm so sorry. Bardic inspirations. Looking forward. Quick. Let's see. Oh, not till 8th level. Yep. So it's a D6. I'm sorry.
Okay.
Womp womp.
I'll begin playing a tune that seems to that may befit the scenery, something that reminds me of the scenery in the portrait.
Okay. Make a performance check for me, please.
Oh.
As with the current vibe between Teagan and Caszeel, the bardic inspiration was a 1.
Oh, no. That's awesome.
Makes sense. Checks out.
Okay. Oh my gosh, that's a wonderful performance bonus. Okay, that's a dirty 20.
Nice.
Just trying to build some music for
you are.
Cullen.
You think that you're doing pretty good, Caszeel. Teagan, you Caszeel is playing wonderfully. All right, so you're playing that melody. Teagan, is there anything else you wanted to do? Did I miss something that you were doing?
Not really. Other than just staying in the room and just observing.
Okay. I will also add, Caszeel, when you were looking at the painting earlier, that, and I'll add this for Teagan too, that the painting, the two figures in the painting, I said they look about like in their maybe late 20s, early 30s. One of them has like slick backed white hair with a very clean shaven face, angular a bit. The other has kind of this like wavy brown hair that about to his neck, but has some, a very short, close cut beard, I guess, and mustache.
Mm.
And both are kind of in what you'd probably assume were something like mage robes. Not too many other classes wear those, but yeah. Okay.
Yeah, so, that's all.
All right, so just sit there. Teagan, are you just kind of hanging out in the room with Caszeel and
Yep.
Cullen? Okay. All right. Okay. So back in the kitchen, while they're doing that, Jurble and Zephyr and the rest of the party are kind of hanging out at the kitchen table, with Deft sitting there, as well as John and Lyric. And Deft had just, said that maybe Caszeel, Cazeel's father was something interesting, and maybe even his son. Who knows? Is there anything that you would like to add to the conversation?
Thank you for facilitating that meeting. It was really helpful.
Deft will definitely smile at you and make a grin and kind of pat you on the shoulder.
I need more clarification.
What do you need clarification on, friend?
You don't even know who Caszeel is, do you, Zephyr?
Oh.
Not the alcoholic bird.
I thought he was a friend of the party.
He's not a bird. He may be alcoholic. I don't know. I mean, he left the party the same night we met Zephyr, actually.
I don't know what to say to that. Rude.
Why did he leave? Daft will take a sip of his tea.
Cheeky little thing.
Something about his dad. I really don't care.
That's beautiful.
I mean.
Do you?
It's fine.
Daft will kind of like smirk. And Lyric, I think, would probably chuckle and be like, "That's kind of a weird thing to say."
I mean it in a loving way.
Negative side effects.
Yeah, let's go with that. Sips tea.
Wow. Okay.
Did you even plan this out?
No.
So, this is Deft. Are you happy to see him back?
I mean, yeah. I mean, I'm glad it was him at the door and not some evil drow riding a spider or something.
I can go either way.
Are you expecting an evil drow riding a dragon?
Not a dragon.
I mean,
probably
riding a spider. I'm sorry, that was a DM mistake. Riding a spider?
We should talk.
Perhaps.
Varus.
Look at
yes, that's the name.
At the spider webs.
Varus?
Yeah.
Yes, that's the name.
Does it mean anything to you?
I don't think that I've heard the name before. If I did, it wasn't anything to remember it to. So.
That's good.
Who is Varus?
I mean,
you must defend yourself.
Yeah.
Always. Brother.
He's kind of, from what I understand, he's kind of leading an army of drow in the Underdark.
Not friendly.
Take over the top side.
create chaos.
Yeah.
Interesting.
There's a lot going down over here.
But why
It's
would
You're not as
you?
dumb as you look.
Why would you expect him to come here? Or was that just a
Because
example?
no, we got word a few days ago that he had passed through the same village we did, and we were told that he also was looking for Cullem, and for what we know about him is that he has a thing for training war spiders, and, well, I mean, I assume you've noticed the webs around here.
That would explain
So-
that, yes.
1 + 1 is 2.
When you got here, was there any signs of anything here that wasn't already the two dead Aarakocra and Cullem?
No, I said I found the one Aarakocra in the room, in the bedroom. And then I had saw the other one outside, of course, coming in. Just some spider webs on the floor here and there, which I think that you've seen the remnants of. And just, and I'm not sure if I mentioned last week. I think I did, but, yeah, the house is kind of the house isn't exactly, completely disheveled with, things thrown everywhere, but there are some, drawers that are on the floor with stuff out of them. There are some, books that have been misplaced onto the floor. It seems like someone was, in some cabinets that are open, some drawers that are just open. So it does seem like someone was looking for something. I'm sure you noticed the drawers and the cabinets. It obviously seems like someone was looking for something here. So I don't know if they found it or if they didn't. Cullem wasn't awake when I got here. Breathing, but thank goodness, but not awake.
How long do you think it had been since the attack when you arrived? Were the bodies still warm?
The body's still warm?
Won't lie that it did take me. It did take me a bit to touch the bodies. I did some kind of visual looking first inside, and found Cullem and got him on the bed. Tried to revive him for a bit, but didn't.
Got him on the bed.
Of course, it didn't work. Andrew. And yeah, so
touch the bodies.
the only thing that I would probably say that might have been a sign was, there was some cold tea on the table, and some cups, but nothing
How many
Two.
cups?
2 cups. Does that strike you as odd?
Well, imagine if someone was sitting here drinking tea,
Calling for backup.
then, there was obviously 3 people here. If it was just Cullem and his 2, I guess, protectors. Unless it was Cullem sitting down to tea with a special visitor.
Varus.
I don't know. Yeah.
Sure.
Is Is Def telling the truth about like?
You want to do an inside check? Do an inside check, my friend.
I do. 21.
Yeah, he seems to be telling the truth.
Okay. No, that's good.
Yeah, he seems pretty.
Just make sure
he seems.
Make sure it's not like Varys in
He
a
seems
disguise.
pretty at ease with the group and truthful. Varys in disguise. Wow. Varys in disguise with diamonds. So,
Negative side effects.
yes. Quite the conundrum. Hopefully he'll wake up soon and we can ask him some questions.
Some questions. Yeah.
Did you sorry for all the questions. Did you
It's fine.
enter in through the waterfall? Is that the only entrance?
Yes.
Any problems with the fake dragon?
Oh. Interesting little trick, isn't it? Must have been some safety he had in place for that. No, I didn't really have... It took me a little bit to figure out that it was false, but once I did, I got in, and I could tell, however, that inside the cave, it seems like that there were some... I don't think that was his only precaution. I don't think that was his only trap, I guess. It seems to me that the other traps were either destroyed or, disengaged in the cave. Which would make sense, but have to be someone pretty knowledgeable about these things to be able to do those. But do you know this? Have you met this Varys?
No, I've not. I believe the only person that's had Pictron who's taking care of Cullem.
Oh.
She has a connection to him. I think Jurble will kind of drink the last of his tea, sit down, kind of get up. I'm going to just kind of look around.
Okay.
See if these webs lead anywhere else. Or if maybe we can figure out what exactly was taken.
Maybe. I will say that I did look for, and kind of points to his pocket where you would know he put the time device in. I did look for one of these since I was told that he had one. Or at least I really suspected he had one. I didn't find it, but I could have missed something. Maybe he has it somewhere secret, which would make sense, but...
As dumb as you look.
Thank you. So, I did kind of check around for that, but didn't see it. Other than that, I found papers and books and... yes. There is a weird space under the stairs, kind of point through like one of the doorways that leads out of the kitchen area. Under the stairs back there, that there's a herb closet that there's a weird door in that I couldn't really find. I don't know. Could just be a cellar. that seemed like it had a strange lock on it that I wasn't particularly aware of.
Well, guess it can't hurt to have other sets of eyes
Sure.
looking around.
Yeah, I agree.
Need more clarification. Zephyr will get up and start off towards that area under the stairs.
Yeah, Jurble will also go to the weird door.
Oh, okay. I'll show you where it's at, and he'll put down his teacup and kind of look over at John and Lyric. Are the two of you coming? And they're kind of like, drinking their tea, kind of more turned towards each other, chatting. And John will kind of look over and be like, "We'll just hang out here. If you need our help with anything, just let me know, okay?" And he'll say it loud enough for the rest of you to hear as well. Or the Jurble and Zephyr, at least.
Red and Renarius, hold the fort down.
Will do. That was Ren. We'll try.
Nice.
Yeah, so Daft will lead you through almost like a dining room area. I mean, it's not anything fancy, but the kitchen table, the table's a little bit bigger. It's a little bit bigger than the table you were just sitting at, the kitchen table. The chairs are still mismatched, but like a little bit better looking, a little more well taken care of. And we'll lead you through that room. And there's also some different pictures on the wall too in this kind of dining room area. Lead you through that room and past this kind of open kind of a little alcove that has this big window in it that has some plants on the wall on different shelves. Lead you past that, and then you'll see this kind of very sturdy staircase that you would assume is leading to a second floor. He takes you kind of back towards the corner of that staircase that kind of has a little bit of a little hallway that kind of goes behind it. And there's a door there that he opens, and inside seems almost like a storeroom for different herbs and spices and things. There are jars or little bottles in here with a little bit of it looks like maybe spices in it. There are some green leafed things in some jars. And in the back of the room, there's a kind of interesting shaped metal door that almost has a curve to it. It's not really, there's no elaborate markings on it or anything. But let's see, yeah, it's just the two of you. So what, let me see here. Oh yeah, go ahead and make, because you probably are proficient in Arcana, right, Zephyr? Go ahead and make an Arcana check.
I think you meant to ask if Jurble was proficient with Arcana. I was like, what?
No, absolutely not, my friend.
That one.
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
So you see,
Jurble, roll for it just for the heck of it.
So you see this oddly shaped metal door, and there you would be able
Jurble
to.
got a 7.
You would be able to see a large kind of metal bar on it. Yeah.
Yeah, when you said
We'll try to
curved,
move the left the bar.
Okay. Yeah, it's kind of a thick, almost like metal plank of sorts that's kind of on the door, but it's kind of worked into the door's design. Are you taking a closer look at it? Make an investigation check, Zephyr, please.
when you said the door was curved,
14.
Like, what? How do you mean? Like, it's like a round door?
It has a very interesting, it's kind of straight on the sides, but it kind of almost goes up at an angle. And the top of it has almost this scallop design almost that kind of goes down and kind of rises up. But it looks to be part of the door and not like a framing, but the door itself.
Huh.
14.
14. Okay. So Zephyr takes a couple of steps forward, towards the door. So are you touching this metal part, Zephyr, to take a closer look? As you touch it, Zephyr, I would say that you would definitely be able to feel a little bit, a good deal of arcana coming off of this door. As you take a look at the this kind of metal bar, you kind of see a couple of hinges on one side, actually on the underside of this metal piece.
I'll try to open the metal piece.
Okay, you open that metal piece up. There is a under the metal piece. There's a rounded keyhole that looks like maybe, your typical key of this time would fit in. But it is also a little bit larger than like a normal keyhole as well. Possibly like the opening being about 2 inches.
Jurble will look at Zephyr and then look down at the key around his neck. You don't...
Hey, where did
How
that
does it
key?
feel?
Where did that key come from? That.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, the keys around
Okay,
your
I
neck
guess-
are
I
definitely.
guess that answers the question.
The keys around
What
your
key are you
neck.
talking about?
The keys around your neck are definitely smaller. Like they're more of
Okay.
like pendant size than like an
All
actual
right.
like metal like skeleton key.
All right, but
Way
never,
to jerk us around like
never
that,
mind.
DM.
Ooh. Keyhole. We have keys. Never mind.
And again, just a reminder to those that to Teagan, Zephyr, and Jurble, the keys around your neck have been warm throughout this, like all the time you've been in this house have been warm. Like medium.
Are there any spiderwebs in this room? In this little room?
Make an investigation check for spider webs, Jurble.
7.
Yeah, you're looking around for some spider webs and you just don't. The jars and stuff kind of catch your attention. You're like, I don't know what half of any of this stuff is, but yeah.
I'll pick up one of the jars and like sniff it.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, it smells a little bit of cinnamon.
Spices.
Make a constitution
Wait, did
saving.
Zephyr say spices?
Jurble, make a constitution saving throw for me.
Oh my gosh. That's not 14.
Okay. Yeah, you feel like you might sneeze, but you're able to hold it back. Yeah.
Zephyr's gonna try to look for a key
Okay.
everywhere.
So, all over the house?
Yeah,
Okay.
not in this specific localized area. Maybe starting. No, everywhere.
Everywhere. Okay. All right. Cool. That's
I
fine.
specifically want to look for hidden compartments
Okay.
and things like that.
All right. Well,
where someone might hide a key.
let's do this in certain areas. Okay, so let's do this like maybe 2 or 3 rooms at a time. A couple of rooms at a time. So make an investigation roll for me for the first couple of rooms. Which
Has
we'll
to be
say
investigation, not perception.
no investigation because you're looking for something specific, my friend.
Well, I'm just asking because officially perception's what you use to spot like secret compartments and doors. And stuff.
Sure. When
I rolled a nat 1 again.
Oh no, Andrew,
Zippity
no.
doo-dah. Oh my god. These rolls
do you-
brought to you by D&D.
Do you have a -1 in intelligence? Because it's a
Negative
0.
side effects.
Oh gosh.
Yeah, Zephyr,
Yeah,
you
and that is a
Oh,
0
no.
because I have -1 intelligence.
Oh my gosh.
You-
Joel just looks over and sees Zephyr walk into a wall.
Boom, 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 over and over again.
yeah, Zephyr, you're just
Must be here.
Yeah. The idea of this key being somewhere in this house is just obsessing you to the point to where like it's even hard to focus. You can move on to the next two rooms if you want to.
Sure.
Possibly in the kitchen and maybe in like the living room area.
Jurble's just gonna kind of check around the house where there are spider webs. Like, see if you can gather like where all these spiders went.
Okay, all right. Why don't you make a investigation check as well, please?
Three.
Wow, my friends, yeah.
I'm using a real die next time.
Jurble, yeah, you're looking at these spider webs, and you kind of are looking so closely at like the spider webs, like these little pieces of spider web on the ground, that you just kind of start like circling through the rooms, because like these rooms aren't like, there's like several doors in each room that lead out, and it's all kind of like interconnected, this house is, or so it seems. So you just find yourself kind of like circling the same two rooms.
This house doesn't feel like Z's house, where it feels obviously bigger.
Yeah, I told you when y'all first came in that it seemed bigger on the inside than it did the outside.
You're right. Sorry, my bad.
So
it's
the
okay.
next set of rooms, I got a 16 investigation.
Okay, all right.
Using real dice.
This is the kitchen and the living room area. Yeah, so tell me exactly what are you just looking in like secret compartments and drawers, Zephyr, or walls?
Yes.
Okay. All right. So like a lot of the drawers are still open. Deft hasn't closed them, and some of the cupboards are open. So I'll say that you kind of look through these. You do, let's see here. I would give you that you would notice, like, there are, here and there are some pictures on the wall in frames. Some of them are they're all painted. But in a couple of instances, you'll start noticing that you see the portrait of, which I don't think did you go back in Cullem's room before, or no? I think you did.
Mm-hmm.
So,
yeah.
It's the same. It seems like the same two men that are in the painted portrait above the bed where Cullem is in. There's usually like at least one in each room. So you would have saw one in the kitchen. You would have saw one in the living room. The one in the kitchen, as you're kind of like looking through, looking at these drawers that are open and kind of feeling around in them, you would have noticed that there are some little like scratches on the wall, like beside this this kind of smallish portrait that's hanging on the wall, almost like something like moving.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
I will try to figure out if I can make something around it move.
Okay. All right. So how are you doing that? So you have the picture there, and you have these little like
I'm
scratches
looking at,
beside.
Right. So I'm gonna just try to shift the picture in the way that would fit those scratches.
All right. You see a kind of, you move it a little bit and you don't see anything. You move it a little bit more, and you see this small little wooden, almost like a front that looks like it might be a door that you can open with a little latch on it.
We'll open it.
Okay. Inside, you will find a golden metal ring that's about, not like a ring you wear on your finger, but just like in the shape of a ring. That's probably about 2.5 inches in diameter, and just maybe like a centimeter thick. It's not very, or a half a centimeter. It's not very thick at all. Yeah, so a very thin gold metal ring that's about 2.5 inches in diameter.
Okay.
And let's see here. Also, in one of the drawers in the kitchen, you would have found like this kind of like, which is interesting. One of the drawers in the kitchen area has like some different like rolls of fabric in it, and you would find like a bolt of silk, in you know like some cotton and some twine in one of these drawers. In the living room area, in one of the drawers that was kind of pulled open in this small little end table, you'd find like a small silver mirror. Also in the living room area, there is a chessboard that has some pieces on it. Some pieces are on the floor just from like, you know, possibly being bumped into. You can't tell if all the pieces are there though. Yeah, and then also just plus like, you know, other smaller painted pictures, vases, that sort of thing. I would say in the... Yeah. I'm trying to think. Give me 1 second. Okay. Yeah, I would say in the living room area, as you're looking through one of the drawers that had been opened, and then like looks like maybe either partially opened or it was closed partially after being opened by whomever was here before. You would have reached in there and felt something like almost like a line in the back of the drawer. Okay, so you pull, you kind of like you know, take your nails and kind of like pull that out, and inside you would find about a little over a 1/2 inch in diameter circle gold piece that the front of it is almost like has like a swirl design on the front of it. And also in that drawer you find a rabbit fur pouch.
Ooh, what's in the pouch?
Oh, it's empty, oddly enough.
Oh, okay. I will. Yeah. Okay.
There's a rabbit inside the rabbit fur pouch. It is actually just a rabbit.
Just yeah, it was just a rabbit.
So just for clarification, in terms of gold rings, I have a 2.5 inch in diameter gold ring and a 1/2 inch in diameter gold ring.
Yeah, the 1/2 inch in diameter one is more like a cylinder than like a ring.
Okay.
Yeah.
Gold. Cool. I'm going to feel emboldened by a connective discovery and want to, I don't know, more fervently search.
Okay.
Maybe retrace steps even.
Okay. All right. So are you going back to the dining room area that you were looking in before, or are you moving on to you know, possibly upstairs or into another area of the house?
Upstairs.
Okay. All right. So we'll say that you're investigating the stairs area next, and the like the hallways. There's a couple of hallways that kind of lead out from there. Before we do that, though, let's jump over to Caszeel and Teagan. Is there anything that y'all want to do? You've been playing Caszeel. You haven't seen that much. You know, Cullem hasn't woken up or anything for you while playing. There was a moment, however, that, you know, I would say sitting close to the bed, that you might have heard humming to the tune. And you look over and you see maybe a very slight smile on his face.
Neat. All right. I would also, just in case it matters down the road, outside of just RPing the song, I would probably use Song of Rest, which just gives lets them use hit die.
All right, sure.
You know, it's a small thing.
Sure.
I would like to I'll turn to Teagan and say, you know, assuming Picture's still working or healing. As I'm playing, I'm just gonna drop it down a bit. Has anyone checked Cullem for any magical means of keeping him ill like this or unconscious?
Teagan will say, I don't know if Picturin has done so. I'm sure she's doing everything she can. I can't really do anything. I don't know.
I can take a peek if you wish, and I'll pause. I'll put Conrad's violin back down, and I would like to, if possible, just ritually cast Identify on Cullen, just to see if there's anything, anything magic affecting him.
Okay, all right. Yeah, you leave me to 1 second here. Let's see.
Apologize to Pixel. Oh, sorry if we're getting in your way. You keep doing what you're doing.
Oh, no, you're fine. You're fine.
Thank you.
Okay. How many charges it has? You limit over it. These spells are affecting the item and what they are. The item is cured by a spell. Along with this, Caszeel, could you make an Arcana check for me, please?
Absolutely. Okay, that's a 17.
Okay. I would say that you're not sensing any spells affecting him. But along with your Arcana check, your high Arcana check, I would say that you would, as you're looking at him, like, you do see, like, you can't see too much of his body because he does have, Deft kind of put this kind of, like, multicolored quilt kind of up to him. But, he does, other than, like, a couple of bruising and stuff, like, there's nothing, like, that you can see visibly, like, it's not bleeding out or anything. But you can tell that, like, I don't know, it's a weird feeling when you're kind of, like, casting Identify and kind of, like, opening up your arcane senses here, that you can kind of tell that possibly, while there's no spell affecting him currently, that he was definitely drained a bit, quite a bit, of magic, of life. It almost seems like, I guess, a residue of some sort of, like, life-draining spell.
Okay. I'll finish the cast, and that's unfortunate. There's nothing that's affected him directly with magic, but it's almost a bit of a husk here. He's had life and magic drained from him, like some sort of a draining spell has been used on him. I don't think there's much we can do except for what Pixrin's doing, but I don't know. Should we go back and inform the others, Teagan, and just see what they're up to?
Yeah, I think we should. I mean, there's nothing much we can do here, obviously. You have nothing to combat that sort of put the life drain or anything like that. No.
Yeah, I think it's just going to take a fair bit of time. He's fairly depleted. Did you figure anything out about that space over there? That gap.
Spiderweb?
Hey, well, there's webs everywhere, but then there's just an empty space, like something was there.
Did you roll for that, Teagan?
Yeah, it wasn't good.
Okay, that's
yeah. Okay. Might lead in to see if I can. If not, I mean, well. Oh, let me. You mind if I?
Sure, take a look.
Could you give me a hand? I know you're a professional with this sort of thing, but perhaps if I could peek.
I will assist.
Okay.
I'm just imagining the cutout is like the shape of a bird person with feathers.
Yes.
Like
pretty.
Like, I don't know.
like a Daffy Duck cartoon or something.
You can make an investigation check.
With assistance. Yeah.
Ah, nice. Okay. That's not bad. But my investigation's only 2. Oh, gross. But still, it's a 19.
Only 2, he says.
Linux is 8, so I'm so used to that. Yeah. 2. Bleh.
So you said but 19 total, right?
19.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So you you kind of lean down and kind of take a look at this like empty space with the spider webs around it. It definitely looks to you that well, you can't really make out a shape. I will say with that investigative roll that you do find a, you know, as you're looking at this, like there's no specific shape to this like blank area. It does look like that like something was like encased in spider webs and maybe ripped off. You would find a brownish feather on the floor, like a very small brown feather, which would match the color of the Aarakocra that you saw coming in, leaning against the house.
Okay. Oh, right. Well, thanks for that, Teagan. It's right. What does appeal to be that for Aarakocra. Well,
let's go see what the others are doing.
I'll let you know about the life draining that affected and magic draining.
Maybe John can do something. I don't know.
Oh, right. All right. Lead the way, friend.
After you.
Oh, right. No.
Check.
Remember who I'm talking to. Yeah. Right. And I'll walk probably back to the kitchen first, since that's the last place I knew they were. But Peanuts.
I would say you probably passed Jurble looking for spider webs.
Oh,
why not get another roll? Zephyr got another roll.
Well, I mean, you were. I'm saying that like in the time. Yeah, you're still looking. I mean, you can roll again. Sure. Are you looking in a different area?
Yeah, I was gonna like look around the whole house.
Sure.
Or try to.
Sure. It's a little different, but sure. If you want another roll, take another roll.
The way you said that, like, there's no way I can roll a natural 20. The way you... 12.
Okay. All right. What did you roll before? It was like bad, wasn't it?
Yes, it was a 3 last time.
Okay. So, I mean, I will say that, like, it looks... You can see that it looks very sporadic, Jurble. Like, it's kind of like the webs were when you were, like, the ones that you saw when you were walking here, like when you were traveling here from Lysadir. Whereas, like, you know, you can see, like, that maybe there's, like, a path through the house, but, you know, it's not really, like, you know, it looks like they're just going through the rooms. You know what I mean? And maybe in some areas there's more web than others. But there's no, like, specific thing that you can see that it's leading to that would be interesting other than just, you know, from the kitchen to the living room to, yeah.
Okay.
You probably see them kind of going back to where the room where Cullen's in, which there was, you know that there were spider webs back there, so...
I think Varus just kind of like randomly discharges web because he's walking around. I know what it seems like. I mean, didn't clean up after himself.
Do we know for sure that Varus isn't a spider?
I mean, there is that. Maybe he's Spider-Man.
Varus is just Tobey Maguire. Just evil Tobey Maguire for Spider-Man 3.
It's Tobey Maguire emo form.
Yes, I was gonna say yes, emo.
Yeah.
It's like we finally get to the Underdark for this big battle, and then the picture's just like, oh, there's my ex. Like,
oh man.
Oh, I love it.
All right. So yeah.
Where you been, Mary J?
So, back to you, Zephyr. So, you probably passed Zephyr, too, going towards the stairs.
Yeah.
Kind of looking around. Zephyr, roll... Did you roll an investigative check for me?
I just
wonderful.
did. It was a 15.
Okay, all right. Okay, so these steps that you're going up, So you kind of go up the first flight, this kind of first set of steps, and there's this huge, you immediately see this, like, huge portrait on this beautifully, like, blue painted wall. This very, like, pretty sapphire blue. The portrait is, I say huge, but it's large. Probably, like, maybe 2 feet by, like, 4 feet, probably. In this very, like, interesting gold frame. And again, it's of the 2 young men that you saw that was in the painted portrait before, back in the kitchen. From that area, you have, like, a staircase going to the left, a staircase going to the right, like another small set of stairs, not like a full staircase, that kind of go up to, some other doors maybe around each corner.
We'll move the portrait.
Okay, all right. My cat wants out of the room, so give me 1 second.
I'm just imagining Zephyr going to every painting in the house.
Just
throwing it on the floor.
Secrets! It's awesome.
She came here pregnant.
Oh, I'm sorry. Seems to be working.
Okay, so
More of that.
Yeah. Okay. So you try to move this large portrait, Zephyr, and it does not move.
At all.
No, it does move a little bit yes, you can move it, but there's nothing behind it, I guess, is what I'm getting at. Yeah.
I will go upstairs to the right.
Okay. All right. So you go upstairs to the right. As you get up there are, we'll say, 2 open doorways and a closed door at the end of the hall.
Go through the closed door at the end of the hall.
Okay. You go up to the closed door. As you pass, I'll say, these 2 open doorways, you will see in these rooms, one has what looks like maybe a library of sorts with this kind of like open arch. Well, the window's not open, but this arched window that has some light shining in. This light, however, is interesting. Like it definitely looks like a second-story window. Like it looks like there's some elevation to it. And again, it looks like you're looking outside, and there are some trees. The light shining in is more kind of like early evening light, though, than the bright daylight that's downstairs. And yeah, there are some it looks like books, so like a little table with some chairs, a couple of like lounge chairs. And then in the other room, you would see it looks like maybe an alchemy room of sorts. You go up to the door that is closed, and you move to open it, and it is locked.
I will break it down.
Okay, how are you doing that?
Bird rage.
Kicking it in.
Try to kick it?
He is a Kinku in heavy armor.
Alright, so make a strength check for me, please.
That's an 8.
Okay. So Zephyr, you try to open the door and it doesn't open, and so you're feeling this kind of like, well, unbelievable. And so you kind of raise your foot and kick it really hard and just don't feel the door give an inch.
You're dead wrong!
Do we hear this?
Are you yelling that, Zephyr?
Yeah.
Sure. I would say that Teagan and I was going to say Dano. God. Teagan.
Sorry, I'll fix my thing on here. Yeah.
Teagan and Caszeel would probably hear that as you're like passing the bottom of the steps.
Oh, is that a
Sounded
good
like
thing or a
Zephyr.
bad thing? Hey,
Let's go upstairs, see what's going on.
Okay.
Really?
Yeah, you
Did
go up
Jurble
the
hear
steps.
What the hell was that?
I mean, yeah, you'd probably hear something. I mean, the house is pretty quiet.
Yeah, upstairs.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so up the
Excuse me, I'm
stairs, these kind of
sensitive.
like very sturdily built wooden steps that have some use to them. That you pass that blue sapphire wall, and Caszeel, you'd probably, since you paid attention to the portrait in the bedroom, you would notice the same couple in this portrait.
Oh. I'll make a mental
And
note.
yeah, so yeah, I would say that just you'd be able to tell that Zephyr's voice is coming from the right. So you go to the right, go around the corner, you see the two open doorways, one to the library, one to like an alchemy room, and then Zephyr just kind of standing there at the end of the hall,
Beating
just
a
kind
door.
of like beating
Nice.
a door.
Oh.
I'm ready for your test!
What did the door do to you, lad? It's do you need a hand?
Oh, I didn't see you there.
Why are you trying to break down the door?
1 + 1 is 2.
I think it's going to take me some time to get used to Teagan, but you
never get used to it.
all right. Can you take a peek at it, Teagan? On this sort of your.
Interesting little trick.
There you go.
Teagan's still sore from the ribbing he got for breaking into the lake house. But
Oh right, Yep. Breaking
That was a
into
full
Is Jurble
12
up there?
hours ago.
breaking into
is
the
Jurble
house.
up there? Is Jurble?
Oh, yeah, did he
upstairs?
do it?
No,
No, Jurbal's
Gerbil's
downstairs.
still looking out spider webs.
So the only people up here is me and Zephyr and
Caszeel.
Mm,
At least
For backup.
that you can see.
mm.
All right, I will take a look at the door lock first to see if there's traps
Okay.
on the door.
All right. So doing a little
You've got this, Teagan, and I'll inspire him.
investigation check.
Okay.
Go ahead and roll investigation, please.
Title of this episode: Investigation Check.
12 plus 4, 16.
Okay. All right. So you're taking
Plus
a look.
4?
It looks like just a lock.
Just a lock. All right, I will.
No traps.
Try to-
Nothing can stop you now, Teagan. In case you use that inspiration, I'll give you another one.
I will use my. Where is it? My thievery kit. I know I have a disguise kit, and a forgery kit, but I'm sure I have my thieves' tools.
Okay.
And pick the lock.
Okay.
And that is sleight of hand.
Yes.
Okay. A little better. 26.
Yes. Okay. So you
Oh,
Teagan
thank
pulls
goodness.
out his tools with the deft hand that he has and starts picking the lock, and it pops right open. You hear that satisfying little click.
Click.
Teagan.
I'll just look up
Well
at Zephyr.
done.
I'll look up at Zephyr and wink.
Excuse me, I'm sensitive.
Awesome.
All right, I will open the door.
Okay. All right. You open the door, and
Just follow me.
as you open the door into the room, you almost kind of kick up a little. You can see kind of like a little bit of dust being kicked up into the air. Inside is a bedroom, so it seems. There's a beautiful 4-post bed across the room. Looks like it has some very nice blankets and pillows on it. There is a canopy on the bed as well. All this in very... the room is very colorful, but very, not in a gaudy way. The carpets, are kind of like on the floor. Some even like just kind of like, overlapping each other. To where if you step in, like your foot might kind of give a little bit, like if it was on plush carpet. There is a wooden desk to the side. There's a couple of end tables and with some candles on either side of the bed, the head of the bed. Along with like an armoire. Yeah, there are, let's see, there's one window in this room near where the armoire is beside it, with some of that kind of like soft evening, like early evening light flowing in that you probably would have noticed coming in through the windows in the prior 2 rooms that were open. Yeah, so not a lot of light shining in here, so it is a little bit dark, but you can still see. It's not like you need dark vision or anything.
Zephyr will search the room.
Okay, what are you searching for? What are y'all searching for?
Zephyr's looking specifically for more circular gold things.
Okay.
That might be
So looking for any more secret compartments or anything like that on the wall, that sort of thing. Okay, make an investigation check. And Caszeel, what are you looking for?
I am just looking around for anything that leaps out as out of the ordinary or of interest. I'll probably cast light on the 4-post bed.
18!
Okay.
Not a 1.
So roll an investigative check for me, Caszeel.
Teagan's just going to look around the room to see if he can see if there's any signs of who the occupant of this room once was.
Okay, make an investigation check as well, Teagan.
3.
For what it's worth.
All right, so let's handle Cazeel's 3 first.
I see your 3 and raise you a 3.
You're able. So you're putting light above the bed, Caszeel?
I'm gonna cast the light spell on the 4-post bed, so the whole thing should illuminate.
Yeah, so you do the light spell, and all of you can see this kind of weird, like the shadows from the posts and the canopy kind of cast in the room. Yeah, you can see like in this light spell, kind of like the dust floating in the air. So there's definitely like, it seems like this room isn't entered that often as the rest of the house is. And I didn't put we got some scary music going on here. I'm going to just take that back to what it was on and put repeat.
We're all waiting for the dead body in the bed.
I was like, this is the Norma Bates psycho moment.
No.
Turn the chair around.
I wanted nice.
And Varus jumps out of the armoire.
Like that R. Kelly song. Yeah.
So what was it that you were looking for and didn't find, Caszeel?
Oh, I was just looking around for anything that stands out as out of place or interesting.
I would say that you would have, as you're kind of walking around, you don't see much. You're just kind of like, there's a weird, I guess, kind of air in this room, like a feeling, that you get. So it kind of like catches you off guard. You would notice a ring on top of the armoire. There's also a couple of like bottles there, kind of like more like cologne bottles or perfume bottles or something. You would notice a gold ring with a very thin band and like a little circular rivet almost on it.
I'll just kind of clank through the bottles. Oh, some perfumes here, and I'll just kind of narrate out loud a ring, and I'll move that.
Yeah, you'll see like a couple of the perfume bottles would have been on like a mirrored like small tray of sorts, and the ring would have been there as well. You might see a couple of scarves kind of folded and sitting on top of their silk scarves.
I'll admire those for a minute, but leave them be.
Hey, get out of here, Dan.
If he mentions that to Teagan, Teagan will ask to see the ring.
Oh, sure.
And have a look on the inside of the ring to see if there's anything on the inside.
Oh man,
Okay. on
Just
the
like elvish.
No one dare speak it.
on the inside of the ring, Teagan, you have to kind of take it and kind of hold it up to the light that Caszeel cast near the bed. You would see so you're never lost. And then it says Z.
Oh, they broke up.
Use side quest. We gotta get back together.
Yes, parent trap this shit.
And all this stuff with Shiga's
Parent
really
trap
interesting.
with actual
but we
bear-
need to
bear
just set
traps.
that aside. And
That would be very forsaken of you.
we'll trap them both in bear traps. They can't
We
get
have our
away. They
next
gotta work out their
destination.
differences.
Teagan, what do you want to do?
Teagan's going to think real hard about this, but he's going to put the ring back on the Honor.
Okay. All right.
But let everybody know what he found. Well, he's going to, you know what? He'll tell. Yeah.
Oh, it's just Zephyr and Caszeel in there with
The other's
him.
going to tell us, but with a full intent. As soon as we get downstairs, I'm going to discuss what
Does
we
Zephyr
found.
even know who Z is?
no, Zephyr
No.
goes. Zephyr rolled an 18 investigation for.
Yes, you
things.
did. Okay, we'll cover that.
I
So
love that
yeah, you
DM,
were
like,
looking for.
Yeah, we're very proud of you.
Yes, yes, you did. Your cookie's in the mail, Andrew. So yes.
That's awesome.
So as the two of you are looking at the, Teagan takes a look at the ring, and Cazeel's trying to look around for something interesting. Zephyr kind of like, expertly almost goes about the room, just kind of like, opening and interestingly enough, like, of course, I mean, as you would, this door was locked, so all the drawers are in place. Nothing has been, pushed around in here. So you go through and like, are you opening drawers, or are you just checking walls and checking surfaces, Zephyr?
Yeah, and I'm doing I'm being thorough.
Okay, all right. Well, we'll say it'll take you a good, it's taking you some time to do this, but you you would go through, open some little, open some of the drawers in the desk. You would find like envelopes, some stationery, maybe like a little, a couple little bottles, maybe of ink or something. You would also find like a wrapped bundle of paper, sealed papers. But you would also find, as you're reaching into one of the top drawers in the desk, you would find another similar compartment that you found in the end table downstairs. And opening it, which I'm assuming you do, you find a, let's see, what have you not? Found like so it's a gold, you would, make an intelligence check for me, Zephyr.
Come on.
And I might send you
intelligence.
I might send you a message here.
Are you sure?
I'm definitely
it's an
sure, Andrew.
intelligence check.
Yep, I'm sure. The
You've
more
got some-
the more you ask me, the more I am definitely
The worse it's gonna get.
sure.
You're
Yes.
really keen at this,
Back
Zephyr.
20.
Oh, okay.
Good,
I don't have
good.
to.
Yeah. Okay. I'm sending you a
-1.
private message.
19. Best intelligence check Zephyr can make.
Hmm.
Okay. And okay. For a second, I was like, did I send that to the right person? Yes. Just send it over to you, Zephyr.
Well, this is sort of sad, but I guess the two of them. If I think back, it just stop me if I shouldn't be doing this right now. But I just want to see if I remembering Z, having met Z,
yes,
is the other gentleman in the picture. Now that I'm making connections, look at all like a younger Z.
Make an intelligence check for me again, please.
Yes, well, that's not fantastic. That's a 16.
Okay. You know what? I'll send you a secret message too. Let's keep it interesting.
Oh, okay.
In the Zoom chat, Dan.
Okay. Secret message.
Meanwhile, Jurble has walked into a spider web and is now gagging.
Nice. That's awesome. Yeah, and for what it's worth, I think I'd probably, while I'm considering this, looking at the portrait at the top of the stairs again, rather. So I think I'd call down to Jurble and Jurble, we found another room. I'll just sort of
okay, just send it to you, Caszeel.
Nice, thank you. I hear some rustling.
Jurble will go upstairs.
All right. Okay, so Jurble, you, you're kind of spitting some spider webs off of you. Jurble kind of steps into the room. You see a little bit of spider webs like on his legs, Jurble, you step in and you see that kind of like early evening light, coming in. Well, and you also have the light by the bed, by the 4-poster bed. You can see kind of like a little bit of the dust in the air. Teagan and Caszeel are standing off to one side. Zephyr standing, looking through a desk on the other.
Find anything interesting?
I found nothing. Well, there's some perfumes, some lovely scarves, and a ring over there. Well, I think our friend Zephyr found something fairly interesting. He's very keen at pulling apart areas, and I think I found a secret compartment.
I'll set down the 2.5-inch diameter gold ring, the 1/2-inch diameter circle gold cylinder piece with the swirl design.
Yes.
And the gold-shaped eye outline.
Yes.
And I will also set down my Torchlight Committee coin and point between the things.
So, Caszeel, since you haven't seen this before, you would recognize this. Oh, have you been here through any of that? Anyways, you would recognize this as the symbol that you... Wait, didn't she give you something?
Yeah, I think he showed a coin, a Torchlight Committee coin to us or something.
No. I just had the sending stone.
Okay, you just have the sending stone. Okay. But I'm pretty sure that you did notice this. That's a symbol similar on Rinka's ring, I think. And also I think it was on something that Krishna had on her too. Maybe. But
the guy who ran the charity house had one that he saw on the desk.
But this one, so you saw the one on the desk, Caszeel?
Yeah,
okay,
yeah.
You did go in there. You did go in there. So yeah, it's the same symbol as that. So it's upside down almost than what Rinka, than the one that you would notice you noticed on Rinka's finger earlier in the campaign on the ring.
It all comes back to Rinka. Rinka was coming all along.
Well, Caszeel, I mean, having looked after different, from whatever knowledge I have of these different items and such, like them. I know a lot of them. I feel like a number of them use concentric rings and things. Does any of this look like these could assemble into something to Caszeel. I mean, that's what my Cazeel's first.
Okay. Are you like? I mean, looking at them, there is. I mean, it does look like that the cylinder could possibly, fit inside the eye outline. The other one is just kind of like a circle, like just a ring. So it's kind of hard to, yes, the eye would fit inside the ring, but it's not like filling up a lot of space. It's just the ring is wide enough for the eye shape to fit inside.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
So just happenstance. All right, Caszeel will keep it to himself. But I will tell Jurble, so we just Zephyr found the room, and Teagan's got us straight in past the lock. And here we are. Just to give Teagan some props for unlocking the door.
Jurble will go over to Zephyr and look at all the pieces.
You would also notice that they're all the same, they're all the same color gold, and they're all the same consistency. They're all the same they seem like gold pieces that haven't been used very often. So the gold looks very new. It looks very shiny, almost like when you get a newly minted coin.
Do they look like they could fit togetar? Has that already been asked?
Yes, that's what Caszeel just asked. I did say that since you're looking at it, that I mean it's hard to tell. It does look like that the cylinder could fit inside the eye shape, and it does look like that the ringlet is wide enough for the eye shape to fit inside of it. But it's could be happenstance, could be that they fit together.
Arrange them to fit.
They don't
together.
They don't
Perfectly.
click together, but you can lay them inside each
almost
other.
Like there's a piece.
Bash them together.
Almost like there's a piece missing or something.
Maybe.
Zephyr's gonna frantically go back upstairs and start searching through the rooms.
Well, you're still upstairs.
Wait, yeah, I thought we are upstairs.
Okay, Zephyr's just gonna start pointing to Teagan to the library and Caszeel to the alchemy room.
Okay.
And go back down the stairs and up the other side.
Oh, there is no other side. There's just this is the one staircase. Sorry if that.
Staircase.
Right. Oh, okay. No, so you're going up the other one on the other. Okay, I got you. Got you. Okay. All right. Yeah. So Teagan and Caszeel and Jurble, you see Zephyr just motioning wildly. Are you saying anything, Zephyr, or just motioning? Just like.
1 + 1 is 2. You're not as dumb as you look. Special side effects. Did a little research myself. I'm here to help if you need it. And then walking away.
I mean, he just scampers off, leaving the three of you in their room, just being like, "Wait, what?" And that's when we'll take our bio break. So for those of you watching,
you gotta go.
We'll take a 10-minute bio break. So stay tuned, hold tight, go and get a drink yourself or whatever, and come back. And we'll see you in a bit. Maybe.
You know
Okay. All right. So let's see. Start giving All right, we're back. Hey, welcome back, chat. Welcome back, players. Yeah. So, Teagan, Caszeel, and Jurble, you just saw Zephyr just proclaim and, start yelling things and immediately scamper out of the room, leaving you there. And seemingly, you can probably see him, run down the hallway out of sight.
Fast. No idea what he was saying to us, but can you translate for me?
I just think he's looking. That he can only speak in things he's heard. So.
Oh right. Well, are there any other rooms that you haven't been able to get into yet? Any other places that we need to search it for?
There's this weird door down underneath the stairs in a herb closet. I think that's why he's searching for the key to that door.
Oh, all right.
And I assume he thinks he left all the gold pieces right there, right on the desk, or did he scoop them up and run off with them?
Did you leave what did you do, Zephyr? Did you leave the gold pieces there? Okay, yeah.
I assume he thinks these might be part of the key. I don't know.
Oh, it'd be a wise setup, right? Break a key apart. So I guess, should we just search the rest of the rooms up here? And then...
Well, I think he found some of these parts downstairs, so...
Oh. Teagan, do you think your expertise would help if there's a lock on that door? You know, whether finding a way in or just understanding it?
Well, go take a look at it.
Can you show us where it is, Jurble? And then we can come back and search.
No. Def said it was at the bottom of the stair, or is it? I'm picturing Harry Potter cupboard. Is that?
He took you and showed it to you. Remember? He took you into the herbal. He took you into the pantry with the herbs and everything in the jars. And you saw the door. Yeah. You just didn't see what Zephyr saw, which was the lock.
Yeah. Yeah, I was just trying to remember where.
So you would know how to get back to it. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I thought you had said that it was underneath the stairs.
It is, yeah. It's in a little hallway underneath the stairs that kind of goes back, and that's where the door to the cupboard, to the walk-in pantry is.
Okay.
As you walk in there are all of these, it's not a very well lit room, but there is an interesting skylight. Interestingly enough, even though there's a second floor above. But there are these wooden shelves with these glass containers with what looks like might be spices. There are some green leaves in some of them. There are some little wooden containers. And then at the it's a very small walk-in pantry. And then so you couldn't miss this large black metal door that has a very interesting shape to it as it kind of slopes up and out, and has this interesting scallop pattern at the top that seems to be part of the door and not the frame itself. On the front of the door is this. Did you put that back, Zephyr, when you took it down to look at the lock, or would you have left that down? Like that metal panel? You're muted. I couldn't hear you, what you said.
I would have left it.
Okay. All right. So you would see this metal like panel kind of like hanging down from hinges, and this large keyhole, larger than a normal key, I guess you would say. It's about 2.5. Dan, about 2.5 inches.
What's so funny? Please explain.
This can't happen.
Sorry.
Need more clarification.
I'm putting my foot down.
Welcome back, Dad.
You're welcome. Yes.
Yeah.
Took me a bit to touch the bodies.
So definitely
Got him on the bed. Interesting little trick.
not your normal keyhole, I guess you would say.
I guess not. Yeah. Okay. Oh, well, that's a strange looking door. Oh, and Teagan, you have 10 minutes on. So I'm assuming we haven't taken 10 minutes yet, but DM, please let me know if we have. If it's been 10 minutes since we unlocked the door upstairs, then I would recast. Inspiration.
It's been 10 minutes. Yeah.
Teagan, I know you can work your magic on this. Can you tell us a little more about that that different keyhole? And I'll give you inspiration again.
All right, I will. I guess
after Jurble showed him down there and the hall and everything. Well, I'll leave you to it. And then Jurble will go back upstairs and look at whatever other room Zephyr was pointing at us.
Okay.
To look
All
into.
right. So so just got Teagan and Caszeel here now. So Teagan, what are you doing?
I'm looking at that the lock configuration. I guess I assume we brought the 3 pieces down.
Did you? Sure.
Okay. Yeah.
Are you trying to put them into this?
Yeah, I'm going to give it a close look. I assume I'm going to work my way from the outside in, so I'll put the larger. This is the 2.5.
Okay,
inch
so
range.
I will let you know that you go to like hold up these pieces to this keyhole. It's not big enough for that. It looks like a regular keyhole, but it's just bigger. There's not enough room to put this this circle, this ring in it. It looks like a key goes in it. I would say you'd be able to tell that with your experience.
Okay, I will relay that to Caszeel. No, this isn't these pieces don't go into this. It's meant for just a larger key.
All right. Do you think that you can pick? Oh, you know what? Well, I was wondering first if you could pick the lock, but if not, I can. If you give me 10 minutes or so, I can take a look and see if there's, magic on the door or anything like that to worry about.
Do I get a sense that it's an arcane?
Are you proficient in Arcana?
Hold on. Ooh, why did everything highlight in my D&D Beyond? Okay.
Oh.
No, I am not proficient in Arcana.
Oh.
I have no idea.
I am if it matters.
If you're looking, then you may roll an Arcana check.
Bing. Oh, that wasn't really super great. Arcana's only +4, so that's 11.
Okay. You definitely feel magic. You can definitely feel magic coming off of the door. Yes.
Oh, there's magic there. Let's play it safe since we probably have the time, and I'll just I'll set up to ritually cast identify on the door to figure out if there's magic and what it might be.
All right.
If I may.
Give the DM a couple of seconds here.
I'll just admire the keyhole a little bit. Oh.
Yeah, I bet you do.
That does. I bet that could take a larger key. I see what you're saying.
A special key, indeed.
I allowed him to come back. It's my fault. It's my fault. So, yeah.
Awesome.
So, 'cause, 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 ' Yes. Teagan, are you just kind of looking around while he spends this, like, is it 10 minutes casting time, Caszeel?
Correct.
For that, okay. Are you just kind of, like, standing there looking around, watching Teagan?
If he's going to take the time to ritually cast, I just had one thought. I was going to walk into the kitchen to where Deft and I assume John and Larrick are just sitting there having tea, passing the time.
Deft is cleaning up some dishes. Maybe straightening up the kitchen a little bit from them making some tea. Maybe even like, I would say that he's probably at this time, since it's been like probably a half hour at least, he'll probably start looking into the cupboards and stuff. So you'll see him looking through the cupboards for whatever. John and Larrick are not in the kitchen anymore, but you'd probably hear them in the living room, which connects to the kitchen. Just kind of talking.
Okay. I was going to basically just ask if it was all right with Deft to show his device to John to determine that it is indeed an authentic device and not because there have been talk of some fake devices.
Oh, interesting. Actually, we talked about it while y'all were upstairs. He seemed to recognize it.
Okay, so it's the real deal. Okay.
I've never heard of these fake time devices that you're talking about. That's strange.
Yeah, it happens. People try to...
It happens? Well, I mean, it seems kind of like a specific thing to happen. Like,
Well, let's just say hypothetically, if someone wanted to steal one of these without being detected, they would switch it with a fake.
Yes. Yeah, it would be easy to think that, right?
Mm-hmm. So, you can never be too careful.
Sure.
Sorry, just the habits and hazards of my my line of work.
You are aware that given enough magic that you could probably find these, correct? Like, a person of certain... What I've hypothesized is that a person of a certain magical level could probably, magical expertise, could probably sniff these out in a heartbeat. Possibly. But they would have to be very powerful. Right? But yes, I suppose, as long as the item didn't have any tracking on it or anything like that, that you could maybe pass it off as a real one. I wonder who would do. I mean, like, why? Interesting.
Indeed. Now, who's telling me this? Is this Deft or is this John?
This is Deft.
Okay.
Yeah, you are in the kitchen talking to Deft. Is there anything else with that conversation, Teagan?
Nope.
Okay, all right.
He'll go back to where Caszeel was.
Okay. I guess we'll go to Zephyr. So Zephyr, you went up the other side of the steps there. Similar setup. On this side, though, all 3 doors were closed.
I will try one of them.
Okay. Let's see here. Okay. So you open up one, and yeah, why not? It is unlocked, and
and the spider bites you, you're dead.
No. It is so you open it up, and it's dark in here. But as you open the door and a little bit of the light, the natural light that's kind of oddly illuminating most of the house, kind of shines in, you see, looks like maybe a carpeted floor, maybe some kind of easel on the other side of the room, and what looks to be maybe like frames on the wall, on the part that you can see of just this one like shaft of light that's shining in.
If I open the door all the way, does more light come in?
You open up the door a little bit farther, you can definitely see that the circumference of this room isn't huge, but a good size. You can definitely see the easel on the other side. You see more frames kind of like around the space and kind of going up into darkness. And in the frames are, it's hard to exactly tell from here and with the lighting situation.
Sure.
But
Zephyr will hold up a hand and go, shiny, and an orb of light will appear.
Okay, all right. Are you stepping in?
Yes.
Okay. As you step into the room, yeah, it definitely lights up. You know, the carpets on the floor are different colors, and there's that easel, and you kind of walk up to it, and there isn't anything on it, but there is a small table beside of it with a palette and with some dried paints on it, it looks like. There's a couple of like glass jars, one with some, we'll say both of them are empty, but they have some like paint stains on the inside of them, along with some like brushes and this cloth. And then under the easel is like a drop cloth of sorts, so like a canvas fabric. And as you're walking towards the easel, which is kind of almost up against the wall, but not, there's about 10 feet probably in between, you can definitely start illuminating what's on the wall, which is literally floor to higher than your light. I mean, how far does the light spell illuminate to?
It's a ways.
It's 50 feet.
Just
Right?
give me a second. It's bright light for a 20-foot radius and dim light for an additional 20.
Okay.
So
I would say with the bright light, you would see that 20. The ceiling still goes on. Dim light just reaches the ceiling. From floor to ceiling, you definitely see frames, only about a couple of inches apart in most cases. So just, from floor to ceiling, wall to wall. Some of them are landscapes. Some of them are buildings, like houses and, architecture. Some of them are people. But they're all painted, of course. All look about in the same style. If you kind of turn to your right to kind of look, you'll see a whole corner of canvases leaning against the wall, also on this huge piece of canvas fabric. And almost like an armoire that has paint stains all over it.
I will go to the armoire.
Okay. Are you opening drawers?
Yes.
Okay. All right. I would
haphazardly.
say that haphazardly. Okay.
I mean, just like what? No, I'm not checking for traps or anything. I'm just opening things.
All right. Yeah. You would definitely find in the first couple top drawers, one drawer is just filled with paint, containers of paint. The next drawer is has some other brushes, look like it's wrapped up in cloth. Some like glass jars here and there, along with maybe a smaller palette or two. Third drawer down has just a bunch of fabric stuffed into it. Maybe some possible like folded pieces of canvas as well. Fourth drawer down, you find what looks like just like maybe scrap pieces of things like frame and maybe scrap pieces of canvas and cloth. But you also, make an investigation check for me, please. Almost forgot. I was just giving you answers.
15 total.
Okay, all right.
Ooh.
You'll see a piece of fabric there. I would say probably... Yeah, you would see a piece of fabric there with looks like it has something wrapped up in it. Looks like there's some heft to this. You would also see a stack of leather-bound, what looks like journals. About 6 or 7 of them.
Okay. Okay. I will pick up the piece of fabric.
Okay.
And unwrap it.
All right. You unwrap the fabric, and you find how to describe this? It's kind of a curved piece of gold, with 3 lines coming off of the curved piece.
Mm-hmm.
And you would, I would say that seeing that you just looked at it, you would recognize it. It looks like those 3 lines that's on your medallion coming from the eye.
Yeah. Cool. If I just kind of pick up a journal and flip through it, do I find anything interesting?
You pick up a journal and flip through it. Sure, yeah.
Zephyr disappears.
Yeah.
You're drawn into the journal and you're in it now.
Yeah.
My name is Tom Marvelo Rail.
Yes.
It's like magical Tron.
Nice.
Flip through one of the journals, and
Her sword, cursed book.
it looks like a journal of sorts / sketchbook. You will see some people sketched inside, along with some writing. Are you reading anything, or are you just flipping through it to see if there's anything that...
Mostly flipping through to see if
Okay.
anything catches
Okay.
my attention.
Yeah, I mean, to you, just flipping through this one, it looks like just a bunch of writing and sketches here and there of different people, maybe like landscapes. Looks like maybe a traveling journal of an artist.
Okay. Yeah, I'll put them in my bag.
That one or all of them?
All of them.
Okay. All right. So you put the journals into your bag.
Yeah. I'll go check one of the other doors now.
Okay. All right. You exit that room. You get onto the next door, and it is locked. Excuse me.
Zephyr go. And you jazz hands, and if there are any locked doors near me, they will unlocked doors. Sorry.
What's the radius of that?
This is thaumaturgy.
Oh, there's any unlocked doors?
Unlocked
Okay,
doors.
got you.
Within 30 feet. So I'm basically checking to see if the door at the other door is unlocked or if it's locked.
It opens up.
All right, I'll ignore the locked door for now, and I'll go over to the unlocked door.
I imagine Jurble did Jurble get back upstairs by the time for the thaumaturgy to just...
You just see...
Yeah, I would say, Jurble, you're coming up the steps, and you're going up the other side, and yeah, you would hear. I guess you would hear the door open. What's the radius on
Is it thaumaturgy?
What's the
30
radius?
feet.
30 feet.
Is it like a rushing wind sound, or just the doors just open?
No, it's just.
Yeah, I don't
doors.
think it would reach the door.
Oh.
I don't think it would reach any of the doors. I mean, because the two. So like when you're making that, when you're going right there and going up towards like that room that the bedroom you were in before, the two doors there were just kind of doorways. They weren't closed doors. So, yeah. So Zephyr, yeah. So you go into the other room, and we'll actually take that moment to switch over to Jurble as you're going up that right side. As you go up this hall, and you probably would have noticed when you came up here before, there's one room that goes into like a library, which is the first door, the open doorway you come to, and the second doorway goes into what looks like an alchemy room.
I will go into the library.
Okay, all right. So you make that left into the library. As I said, it's you have it has that kind of that cobblestone flooring, but it's a little bit different in here. It's almost like a hexagon shape. The stones are cut into.
The hex.
You have a window that kind of looks like it's elevated, like it's an actual two-story window, looking out on some trees. Has that nice kind of like early evening light shining in. So very soft and a little almost cloudy kind of. You have a small kind of desk table sort of thing with a chair by it. There are also a couple of more comfortable sitting chairs with a little table in between them. There are some candlesticks in the room, but other than the window, the walls and the windows that has this very nice arch in it. The walls are completely from floor to ceiling books, and the ceiling is not like, it's not a huge ceiling, probably like 10 feet probably. Yeah, that's what you see.
Jurble will probably check out the desk first.
What are you checking out the desk?
Well, first, is there anything on it? Like just on top?
There are, I would say that there are probably a couple books here. Are you looking at the book titles?
Yeah, I'd probably, look at the titles.
There's one here on the desk that is titled The Dimly Lit Jewel, My Journeys Through a Unique and Magical Demiplane, whose doesn't have an author listed on it. And another book on the table is let's see here. A book titled Red Tide. Oh boy.
Jurble's gonna pick up the dimly lit.
Okay.
The dimly lit one.
Okay, that one has a very nice blue cover.
Roll Tide book is.
The Red Tide book, of course, has a red cover with gold lettering.
Yeah. He's gonna pick up the one about the demiplane.
Okay.
And just open it, go to a few pages in, see if there's an author written there, see if it's about Dem Glemte.
So you flip through a few pages. You don't see an author name listed, oddly enough, but you do see a dedication to the one whom I won't forget. And as you flip through the first few pages, I mean, it's kind of hard without sitting down and reading any and just flipping through. You don't make a perception check for me, please, to see if you notice something.
7.
Okay. Yeah, you flip through these pages, and it's just...
Forgot to use the real die.
It's a lot of information, and... Yeah. You don't see any like words that catch your eye. It's just talking about like you'll kind of pick up that a few words here and there, but nothing really to make sense of like what it's talking about or what the book is about. I will say that it does look hand-bound. Like a little, I mean, I guess like all books at this time were probably hand-bound, but a little more rougher, like it was not like the finest quality bounding.
Jurble, he's gonna close it, look at it, and just kind of tuck it into his pack.
Okay.
And then he's gonna start going through the drawers of the desk.
Nothing with the other book? Oh man. Okay.
Jurble, he knows. He's not.
You don't know. You don't know what that book's about. It can be about anything.
Okay, fine. Jurble would lift up the cover to the first page.
You lift up
Not pick it up, just like...
Listen, you lift up the cover to the first page, and it says, Red Tide, a book about vampires.
Next page.
All right, yeah.
What is this one dedicated
One
to?
more page.
The book seems in good condition. It is in common, which the other one was in common as well, of course.
Vampire spiders. How to find them, how to attract them.
Yeah, it just seems to be like a guide to vampirism. Like not a how-to, but more like a study.
Closes the book. That's worrying. Dig through
the old man's not Callum.
Oh man, you guys assume so much. Joel, make a wisdom saving throw for me, please.
Oh yeah.
Oh, look, hexagon tiles on the floor. You gotta be careful.
Oh my gosh, I forgot to use real die.
No.
What was it? 10? Okay. You feel a little. As you close the book after kind of leafing through it, you feel suddenly a little bit angry.
So I'm fine. Okay.
A little more angry.
A little more angry there than usual. It's kind of a weird kind of like sensation that kind of hits you like, oh, why am I angry? What?
It's a dumb title for a book about vampires.
Mm-hmm, yeah. You feel a little pissed off a little triggered for no reason.
Open up try to open up the drawer again. Did that happen when
drawer?
I closed the book?
Yeah.
I'm assuming, did the desk have...
No, the desk does not have drawers. No, it's more like a reading, like
so
it's
kind
of like a small table, but it's not like a table you eat off of. It's a desk table, which I think is what I said.
Yeah.
Flip it. No. He doesn't flip it.
Make a strength check.
No, he doesn't flip it. Jurble will then just kind of go to the bookshelves, or I guess first to see if there's anything out, like if there's any other books just lying around.
Yeah. You see one book sitting beside one of the chairs, because you had the two sitting chairs that were more like lounge chairs, and you had a small table there. There is one book titled The Great Revelations on the Auran Lexicon. And
how do you spell Auran?
Auran.
Ooh, there's Auran?
I was like, wait, isn't that a character?
I thought maybe it was going to be Oren. Yeah, like, well. hell yeah!
And there's another
Callum
book.
was Caleb the whole time.
There's another book there. There's another book there titled Astonishing Voyages in the Grey Mountains, Perspectives on the Paths of the Damned.
What?
Astonishing what?
Astonishing Voyages in the Grey Mountains, Perspectives on the Paths of the Damned.
Damned.
Yes,
Okay.
damned.
I just heard of the Dan, and I was like,
Nice.
this is taking an interesting turn. Tell me more.
That's awesome.
Is this a martial arts show? Tell me the truth.
Awesome. When the book was exported to other countries, they shortened the title to 50 Shades of Grey Mountains.
Wow,
Yeah.
Dan.
See? The paths of the Dan.
The Paths of the Damned.
Oh, that's awesome.
What are you
Good
doing?
Easter egg, Steph. Good
Yeah,
Easter egg.
you're welcome. And there's a candle, and of course unlit candle here, along with an empty teacup.
Jurble would, after you look at the books, he would. He's still ticked about the last book, so he's not going to look
Yeah,
at it.
you're so kind of a little agitated.
And I think then he just kind of like start looking over the bookshelves. Is it dusty in here at all?
I mean, if you start looking over the bookshelves, you'll see a little bit of dust. I mean, it's not. It definitely looks like that. This room is like swept at least.
Okay. I mean, I guess just for like he just kind of be like looking around the bookshelves, looking through the bookshelves, see if there's any disturbed dust, like any books looked at recently.
Okay. All right. Cool. Make an investigation check for me, please.
Oh, almost did D&D Beyond again. Real die.
Uh-huh.
Nat 20.
Oh, wow.
21.
Look at you.
I know.
Okay, so Jurble, you are looking around this bookshelf, and you're kind of like looking for books that are, that look like they have been pulled out recently, that have been used. I mean, you would see kind of, probably on most of these, because you don't like use every book all the time, you would see a little bit of dust, like as you get closer. So you come across one book that looks like that it has, that it does look like it's been pulled out recently. Yeah. Do you move it?
I'll pull. Yeah.
Okay, so you pull out the book, and as soon as you pull it out, the wall in front of you moves inward.
No.
About probably 1.5 foot.
Pulling out is always the answer.
And you hear this kind of scraping sound as the bookshelf kind of scrapes against the cobblestone floor.
I'll see if I can open it
Okay.
further.
Well, you go to push on, there's no opening it further, but you do see that there's an opening, because, like, you can see where it's, like, where the bookcase is moved back, like, there's a space between, like, where the bookcase moved back and where, like, the back of the bookshelves that lined the wall were.
Okay. I'll kind of, like, peek back there.
Okay. It is dark.
I have dark vision.
Okay.
For 60 feet.
Right. Sorry. Yeah, so no problem for you. Yeah, so you have to kind of go around. So do you kind of step in to kind of like look around the bookcase into whatever this space is?
Yeah,
With your
I
dark
would.
vision?
Yeah, I would step in, but try not to like step in fully because he doesn't want to get like
Sure,
the
no.
door,
Yeah,
like
so
the door
you're
to close
staying-
behind him.
You're staying, right. You're kind of just kind of stepping out. Yeah. You would, yeah, with your dark vision. The room is dark, but you can see, kind of this round, a round table in the center of this room. It's not a very big room, and it almost has a curve to it. Or that you can tell with your dark vision. little bit of high ceilings, but it has this interesting light fixture kind of hanging from, and around the corners of the room are a few like bookcases, a couple another table. There's what looks like maybe a map on the tacked onto the wall, and on the table are just a bunch of books, along with a bunch of paper. What do you want to do?
I'm gonna take the pendant and tell Zephyr and Teagan I just found a secret room in the library behind a bookshelf.
Zephyr's there.
Oh yeah.
And then you said there's like a light fixture.
Yeah.
So
as you're standing there, Jurble, like you feel this like almost not like a few seconds after you sent the message, like this this thing like pressing up against your side, and it's Zephyr.
Oh gosh.
You can feel like his
beat,
as
bad as
like against your
calling
arm.
for backup. It's a tactic we use.
Talk.
So what was your question about the light fixture? I'm sorry.
Is it like candles? Like it's not lit, right?
No, it's not lit, right? I mean, you would assume that it's candles. I mean, you haven't seen like any you've only seen like possibly. I guess you would probably say magical light from the windows in this place.
Can I use prestidigitation to light the light fixture?
Yeah, if it allows you to light, sure.
Yeah, it says you instantaneously light or snuff out a candle, a torch, or a small campfire.
Sure.
So.
It does say a candle. So you're able to light a
candle. Or
candle.
Small campfire. That's like...
We'll say...
It's a cantrip. You can probably use it a bunch of times.
Yeah.
Me too, Jurble.
We'll say that you can get... you get about half of the candles on the thing lit with if you cast it for a couple of times.
Wait.
And
then I'll use thaumaturgy to make them brightened.
Okay, so all of a sudden the candles, at first you're like, okay, like that might work, and all of a sudden it's like, boom.
And they become blood red. Jazz hands!
Great.
So now you have this eerie red glow in the room. And okay, so if you
stupid as that book out there.
I want to help you.
So you have this circle. So are you stepping into the room further?
Yeah, Jurble will now step in the room.
Okay. Door closed behind you. I'm kidding.
Well, Zephyr's.
So
Zephyr. Wait. Ah! Zephyr will touch. You have like a buckle or something on the front.
Yeah, I have a belt. Or yeah, I guess so. Yeah. Wait, a what?
A buckle.
A
strap,
belt.
Yes.
Anything.
Yes, I have a buckle.
Zephyr go, ooh, shiny, and cast light on it.
Oh, so all of a sudden
it's like
your
a
buckle
chest
is
flashlight,
glowing.
Yeah. Emitting a bright light 20 feet.
I can see in the dark. I was doing this for you. Oh.
Zephyr just pats you on the back. Create chaos.
So, Jurble,
it's a sparkle.
The beacon. So you take a.
I feel like Iron Man.
It does take you a couple of minutes to kind of adjust your eyes to this like light that's shining from you to like be able to kind of like, okay, like and if you're stepping up to this table, you see several what looks like some like leather bound journals kind of open, and there are papers that are written on. Are you taking a closer look at anything? There are some like different quill pens, some ink bottles. There are some like little splashes of ink here and there.
I think right now he would look for anything in particular like that reminds me of the pieces that Zephyr found, but then he's gonna go look at that map on the wall.
Okay, so you walk over to the map that's right above this kind of like small bookcase tacked onto the wall. There are actually 2 maps here now that you're getting closer to it, pretty large. One of them is of, you can recognize Ozberghen, and you would recognize Victa because I think you've.
Yeah, I have a map of Victa.
You have a map of Victa, yes.
Unless that changed from the time shift.
It hasn't because I just said that you still have it.
Okay.
So, and then there are also, along with this, there's, you see a few other continents around Ozberghen. Make an intelligence check for me, Jurble.
Oh, almost used D&D Beyond again. No, I'm using my lucky die.
Don't do it. Yeah.
16.
Okay, I would say that you've probably seen like a map before of this quadrant. So, you would recognize Ozberghen. You would recognize Victa because you have that map, which is to the southwest. Almost directly west of Ozberghen, you'd probably know that also as Oberon, which is, yes. And then to the southeast of Ozberghen is this kind of like long green continent called Credentia. And these would be labeled on the map as well. There is a top right portion that isn't labeled on the map, however. Kind of a smaller landmass. That would be to the kind of northeast of Ozberghen. On the Ozberghen map, you would see Fairweather circled. You would also see a couple of larger circles, which are on the north part of Ozberghen, that mostly kind of center on the seas there to the northeast and the west. But one kind of covers that one huge circle covers both the northwest. I have so much trouble with east and west, my god. With the northwest portion of Ozberghen. So yeah, this huge circle that covers a large portion of the ocean there. That northwest corner of the Ozberghen continent, as well as the northeast corner of the Oberon continent. And then on the other side of the Ozberghen continent, you have a huge circle that covers some of the ocean there, as well as that northeast portion of the Ozberghen continent, as well as some of that unnamed landmass to the northeast.
Okay, so let me just...
Yes, please.
So, Fairweather circled.
Yes.
And then there's a circle on the northwest side of Ozberghen,
yes,
covering the ocean.
Yes.
One on the northeast of Oberon.
Yes. Well, yeah. The one on the northeast of Oberon, the one on the west of Ozberghen, is the same circle. Like, it's just a huge circle.
Oh, okay. So that's the same.
That's
one.
all one circle. And then on the northeast side of Ozberghen, it's the same thing. It's a huge circle that covers some of the ocean, the northeast corner of Ozberghen, as well as some of that unnamed landmass.
Okay.
You also
have...
Yes, go ahead.
Just... Jurble came from Oberon, right?
Yes, correct. Yeah.
Okay.
Also, you have a couple of smaller circles in the... you have one small circle in the eastern portion of Victa, the Victa continent, and one small circle on the west portion of the Credentia continent. There's nothing named there that you can, put a name to, but there's nothing written on the map, I guess. That's what I'm saying. But you'll see smaller circles there, similar to the circle on Fairweather. And you would be able to tell that, looking at this map, you would be able to tell that the circles on Fairweather, the circle on the eastern portion of Victa, the circle on the western portion of Credencia, the smaller circles, form this triangle. Yes.
Once Jurble like realizes that, he's just gonna tap it. He's gonna kind of tell everybody, but
Sure.
I guess just because for tonight, Teagan, he's gonna tell Teagan, y'all might want to come up here and look at this.
Are you looking at the top map, Jurble?
Oh, that was all just one map. Yes, I'm
That was
looking at
all
the other
just
map
one
too.
map, my friend. Oh, shoot. All right, let me just pull up something here really quick. Yeah, so Caszeel and you said Teagan. Teagan, you would hear that you would get that message. I mean, of course,
Caszeel doesn't have a pendant.
No, he doesn't.
So
yeah.
I wasn't purposely trying to exclude Teagan and Caszeel.
No, I figured it was a pendant thing, yeah.
I'll tap Caszeel on the shoulder. Tell him Jurble has found something upstairs. He wants us to have a look at it.
I guess I'll see like how close we are to finishing this spell before and figure out what I do from there.
Oh, right. Okay. Let me just real quick, Jurble. The map that you see above that one is a map that I can send you. My lights keep flickering. I'm just like, what?
You need a Kenku to cast light on a buckle.
Seriously, okay. Stephanie, it's okay. So, yeah, I can send you this map, but it's basically like a 4-quadrant map. And I would probably say that somewhere on it would be written Dem Glemte.
Yes, please send that to me.
Yeah. But yeah, there you go. So back down to Caszeel. It's gonna call you Alistair? I don't know.
Sure. Sounds
back
nice.
down to Caszeel. So you
vampire.
So you are casting.
Identify.
Yes.
On the door. So you are able to tell that the door has arcane lock on it, which is an abjuration spell.
Okay. Oh, that's well, I suppose that certainly could be a pain for some, and I'm gonna snap my fingers and cast Dispel Magic.
Okay. All right. The arcane lock is so you feel that arcane lock, that magic field just drop, and you hear a click.
Should we take it just a wee peek, Teagan, before we go upstairs?
Sure.
Can you check and make sure it's safe? And I'll take like a step and a half back.
I'll check for traps. What's that? Perception? Or investigation?
Investigation, please.
We've got this. Oh no, wait, you have a thing anyway. I think I gave you a
Don't matter.
Okay, good.
A 2.
A 2.
Bless you, Teagan.
So yes. So you were checking for traps, Teagan. Is that what you were doing? You do not see any traps.
Okay. It's okay to open, Caszeel. I didn't see any traps.
Well, thank you, Teagan. Here we go.
Just looking over his shoulder.
I'll pull or push the door open, whichever way it goes.
Okay. All right. So you push the door open. And inside is a pretty large room. The more kind of, whereas the rest of the house is kind of homey and kind of like, patched together with different things. This has a very different feel. Cobblestone, floors, kind of more of a grayish color. This room is definitely... Do you have dark vision, Caszeel, or no?
I believe so, but let me just check a room, because I'm half elf, so I think I do, but maybe they didn't have racial traits. I do. I have dark vision.
Okay. All right. So, yeah, you'd be able to see in this room. So it is dark in this room. Yeah, it definitely looks very sparsely furnished. There is an interesting contraption in the middle of the room, though, that looks like it's coming up from the floor, and almost looks like, as you open the door and some of the a little bit of light kind of comes in, not very much since it was just the natural light coming from the sunroof of sorts. You would see a little bit of a glint on, is it like a huge rock in the middle of the room? On top of, that's what you're thinking. Like, it's hard to tell. Are you stepping closer?
Oh, I suppose we're in, right? Should we? I guess I'll ask Teagan. I don't. Should we take a look about? I can't quite see what that is in the center of the room, but. Or do you think we should go upstairs first and then?
Yeah, let's go upstairs first. The door is open now, so we can come back.
I would say that you also see like 4 stone pillars. You also can kind of make out on the pillars there are some. No, it wouldn't be on the pillars, but by the stone in the middle of the room, there's this like what looks like a lever.
Oh yeah, we'll have to come back. This is too interesting. There's just too much to do here. Can you use your lock picks just to lock the door again? Just normal lock.
I don't know. I could try.
Like, I don't know if they were keeping us out. I don't know if tools work that way. If you could then go in and like set the tumblers to twist it to lock again.
I think we're okay. We're the only ones here.
But let's mention it at least to John and the other lad. In case there was something that was locked in, I'd hate to have it bolts out because we're not here.
Okay. Teagan will run down to the living room and let John and Larrick know.
Nice. Okay. I'll wait by the door until if they are amenable until they come back.
All right. So you go and into the living room. John and Larrick are kind of. There's a small bookcase in here too, and they're kind of flipping through a book, looking at it. And John will look up at you, Teagan. Did you find something?
Yeah, we found an odd door that was locked, but Caszeel said was locked with an arcane lock. He opened it. We're not going in just yet because Jurble has found a secret room upstairs that we're going to go check out. But in the meantime, the room with the magic door, we're going to leave it aside for now. But we won't, just in case we didn't give it a thorough examination, just in case something might be in there. We didn't really see anything, but just in case, we were letting you know.
You'll see John kind of look to Larrick, and Larrick kind of goes and kind of steps away and starts looking at something else. John looks back at you, Teagan. You don't think that you should wait until Cullen wakes up to look around?
I was thinking that, but everybody's out looking around.
Yeah. Maybe that's the reason you don't see us doing the same. Thank you for the information, Teagan. I don't really feel comfortable snooping around in Cullen's business with him still alive, but do what you must, and if you need any help, I will step in, but...
Okay.
Sorry. There's Red Zune chat. Okay. Okay, so what are you doing? Are you just standing there looking, or?
Healing from the wound, Sophia.
Shake. Stab shot.
No, just go back to Caszeel.
Okay, all right. Yeah, so you head back. Deft is kind of sitting at the table, probably drinking another cup of tea. Do you need any help with anything, or?
Nah, I don't think so.
Okay.
Teagan never trusts anybody ever again.
Another burn, yeah.
it's like whatever trust Teagan had in people, it's gone now.
What do you want from me, guys?
Funny part is, I was thinking this all along.
Right. You're hearing what you knew already. Oh, it's extra burn.
Yep.
Yeah, so you head back to Caszeel. So Teagan joins up with you again, Caszeel.
Tell you what, Caszeel, you go upstairs. I'll watch the door.
You sure? Let's. All right, but what? Just in case, would you mind if I made you invisible for a bit?
I don't mind at all.
That way, if anything happens, something tries to sneak out, they don't know to be sneaky because they won't see you. Or if something tries to get in, they won't even see you there. Let me just take a super quick sec because I have one that's. Just want to see what the. Where are you? Invisibility. Here it is. Okay, for concentration up to an hour. Okay. All right, it'll last for an hour. I'll make sure I'm back before that. Put a hand on your shoulder and cast invisibility. And I'm just doing it at second level. DM. I guess it doesn't matter anyway.
Sure.
So. All right. I'll be back and I'll head upstairs.
Okay. So, going back to Zephyr, where did we leave you, Zephyr? What were you doing?
I'm with Jurble.
With Jurble in the room.
Secret,
in the secret room.
Lighting buckles.
Okay, so actually they're not. Oh no, wait. Oh yeah, in the library, right? Okay. There's too many secret rooms. I was already getting myself confused with secret rooms here. Oh yeah. So what are you doing, Zephyr?
Looking for shinies.
Looking for shinies. Do you have dark vision? Oh no, that's right. You guys lit up the room.
No, but I lit Jurble up like a beacon.
Jurble is lit up like a beacon.
Just say that.
And the creepy red light from the
pivot.
Okay, so you're just looking for interesting things in here. Yeah. I mean, there's a lot of, as I said, there's a lot of books. There are a lot of papers, a lot of writing materials. Are you looking through any of the stuff, or are you just like looking in like any drawers or anything?
Drawers.
Okay.
Mostly. Okay. I mean, if there's like big piles of things, I might shift things around, but I'm looking for objects, not necessarily information. If that makes any sense.
That's fine. So So there are a couple of like smaller like drawered tables in here. So one of them, you open up a drawer and you see a metal box inside of it, about probably like 7 inches by 7 inches probably. And
is this an iron box?
It does look iron, yes.
Okay.
All right. And you can, I mean, it does have like a latch on it as well.
Right.
It has a couple of latches. You do see some hinges, so it does look like that it opens. You would also find a small velvet bag that's pulled, has like the little strings that have it pulled shut. But as you pick it up, you do hear some light, not jingling inside, but like almost like glass hitting upon glass. And
Crinkle crinkles.
what else would be in this room? You would also find another wooden box. Well, no, not another. You would find a wooden box that's about 10 inches by 10 inches, about 3 inches deep, 2.5, 3 inches deep. That is also latched shut.
Okay. I will try to. Well, I'll start with the low-hanging fruit. I will open the small velvet bag and look inside.
Okay. Inside the small velvet bag. Let's see here. What was that? All right. I'll just say that it's. We can figure that out later, but it's like you'll see about 4 or 5 gemstones in here.
Ooh.
Okay.
Ting, ting.
Cool.
Yeah.
Cool. I will open up the iron box. Next.
Yes. You open up the iron box, and inside are, oh god, I had it in my head and then I completely forgot. Oh yes. So you open it up. This is pretty heavy. I mean, given even that it's a metal box, it's heavy, for that. You open it up, so you kind of like, do you sit it down somewhere trying to open it up? I take it?
Yeah, on the table.
All right. So you open up the box. Inside are about 12 small crystal balls.
Like
about an inch and a half in diameter.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you can just see like they look like glass. So about 12 glass balls, about an inch and a half in diameter each.
Like maybe something that would be implanted in someone, kind of a thing, or like scrying something or other.
Who knows?
Okay.
Eyes of Sauron glares back at you.
I see. That's fine. Boop. Yeah,
The dragon balls. Yeah, I'd like to summon the dragon and make a wish.
What?
I'm
sorry.
It's Jonathan's fault. Don't worry.
Yeah. I'm not prepared for that.
Yeah. No. I'll open the wooden box next.
Okay. Yeah, you open the wooden box. Definitely a little bit lighter, but still heavy. Inside are about. You know what? Let's just do it this way. Yeah. Inside are about 8 glass, small glass bottles, about 2 inches high, with corks in them and these little metal clamps holding the cork in. Inside these glass bottles are these very small, what looks like maybe crystals.
Are embedding in people? I'm just kidding.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. It's a good thing Zephyr doesn't know anything about this kind of stuff.
Yeah, nope.
I mean, Jurble's going at these maps, so I'm just gonna reach over. Zephyr's just gonna reach over, because I have these chests out. I mean, he pocketed the bag, but yeah, it just has the chests out on the table. So it's like Jurble will kind of see out of his periphery what he's doing anyway.
Mm-hmm.
So Zephyr will just draw his attention. What normally goes inside?
In boxes? I mean,
he'll just point. He'll, one, reach into the metal box and pull out one of the glass, the small glass balls, and then reach in and then pull out a handful of those little crystals, like one of the vials with the crystals.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, when I see the vial with the crystals, I wouldn't put that back. Put it back. I wouldn't hold it. Don't hold it. No. Put it down.
Put it back!
I'm gonna look at him for a little bit and then just kind of close the lids. Maybe we shouldn't mess with that just right yet. Because crystals...
Need more clarification?
You weren't here yet. I'm not getting good vibes. You see that map? See, that's Fairweather. You weren't here for that. That was a messed up time. And you see these other circles. They make a triangle that concerns me. Not sure why yet, but anyways, Fairweather involves crystals. I'd rather...
Better if you
this
just
red
stop.
light is getting to me. I'm seeing spots because of this buckle.
Better if you just stop.
Mhm.
I appreciate your hope and optimism.
Right.
How you been?
Why is that book called Red Tide?
And as Jurble has the, a meltdown, Caszeel and Teagan, what were you up
Oh,
to?
for backup!
I made Teagan invisible in
Right.
case anyone tried to sneak in or out,
Correct.
and
So-
I went upstairs.
Okay, so
That will make everyone trust
we'll
us.
say that Caszeel, you go upstairs and you're following like the voices, I assume, and so you hear, you hear like
Calling for backup!
Zephyr saying something, and then Jurble being like, "Why is the book red?" And as you,
Hustle!
as you hustle into the library room and you see this kind of pushed in bookshelf, and you step into this room that's like illuminated from Jurble as his belt is just glowing.
What the?
And there are all these papers, and Zephyr's like accosting Jurble, and that's where we'll end tonight's session.
Where's
Beautiful.
Teagan?
I didn't order a Caszeel. I ordered a
and
Teagan.
I'm already angry.
Nice,
Oh my
nice.
gosh. So excellent. Thank you, players, for being here. Appreciate y'all.
Oh,
thank
you,
you,
staff.
viewers, for hanging out with us this evening. We have a lot of cool stuff here on Mapbird Streams. You've been watching The Forsaken. That's every Monday night at 10 p.m. Eastern Time. Tuesdays we have D&D 5e content Mondays, Tuesdays, Fridays, Saturdays, and Sundays. Twice on Saturdays, one at 6 p.m. Eastern Time, one at 10 p.m. Eastern Time. Tuesdays at 2 p.m. Eastern Time, we have Dragoncraft with Steph and Vic, where myself and Victoria paint minis. We work on dungeon tiles. Sometimes we do couples costumes. You just never know. Fridays at 12 p.m. Eastern Time is Mad Art with Steph, where Steph, do some mad art for the channel. Yes, so I do fan art for the various campaigns here on Mapbird Streams. We recently just had a poll on what to do for our next few pieces, so currently I'm working on a Pixarin pinup piece for Pixarin here in the Monday Night Forsaken campaign. So that's exciting. It's turning out, if I do say so myself, pretty good. We also have a Patreon, so if you're looking for ways to support the channel, check us out there. Not only do you get some really cool stuff, but we get more back. So it's a preferred way to support, again, if you're looking to do that. We always raid over to someone here after we're done with our streams. Let's see who we have going strong here. We always, let's head over to our Quests and Chaos crew.
Nice.
Who are Dragon of Icespire Peak, Stephanie, talk. So let's head over to them, give them some love and attention. We got a really cool Bowie wig going on here on their stream. That looks fun.
Nice.
So let's see here. Quests and Chaos. All right, so give them a caw-caw in the chat. Appreciate you guys. Take care of yourself. Stay safe. If you're in the Texas or any place that's being affected by this winter storm, this ice, these cold temperatures, stay warm. Take care of yourselves. And we'll check y'all later. Hopefully tomorrow for Cures Lament. All right. Bye-bye.
Bye. Bye.